Have you ever sat on your bed, looked at your phone, scrolled past everyone's "I just got promoted, I'm engaged, bought a house," and wondered, am I behind in life? If you're in your 20s and feel like you're supposed to have your dream job, be in a perfect relationship, have a gym routine, be saving for retirement, and have a 5-year plan, all figured out, I want you to take a deep breath with me. Inhale and exhale. Because I'm here to tell you, it's okay to not have everything figured out in your 20s. Today, we're going to break down why this pressure exists, how to reframe uncertainty, and what you can do to find peace, clarity, and purpose without needing all the answers. Because your journey isn't behind, it's unfolding. Let's talk about timelines. From childhood, we're taught a script. Graduate high school by 18, college by 22, career by 25, married by 27, house by 30. Who wrote this script? And more importantly, why do we feel so pressured to follow it? The truth is, timelines are often based on outdated ideals. Today, the average age of first-time homebuyers in North America is closer to 36. People are switching careers multiple times. Some are starting college at 30 or launching businesses at 40. Your 20s aren't a finish line. They're a foundation. They're messy, magical, confusing, and deeply formative. You're not behind. You're just in process. You're not late to your life. You're right on time. For your story, let me tell you about Emma. Emma was 24, living in a small apartment, post-graduation blues hitting hard. She had a psychology degree, a barista job, and a LinkedIn feed full of former classmates landing their dream roles. Every time she scrolled, it felt like a reminder of what she hadn't achieved. But here's the thing. Emma loved people. She just didn't know how to turn that into a job she cared about. Instead of rushing, Emma started journaling what brought her joy, volunteering with youth, hosting small mental health chats. She took a course on coaching. She explored. She experimented. Fast forward 2 years, Emma is now a certified life coach, working with young women navigating identity and purpose. She didn't follow a straight path. She built one. The in-between. It wasn't a failure. It was her becoming. Here's something nobody tells you. Uncertainty is where creativity and clarity are born. When you're not locked into a rigid plan, you're more open to discovering what truly resonates. Uncertainty invites growth, curiosity, and courage. A study from the Journal of Positive Psychology found that people who embraced ambiguity during transitional periods reported higher levels of self-discovery and resilience. So if you're job hopping, soul-searching, or rethinking everything, that's not regression. That's refinement. It's how you learn what you don't want. It's how you find what matters. It's how you meet the real you, beneath the roles, labels, and expectations. All right. Now that we've acknowledged the pressure and reframed the idea of being behind, let's talk about how to actually live your 20s in a more grounded and intentional way, even if you have no roadmap. Here are 7 deeper practices to navigate your 20s without burning out, beating yourself up, or losing your joy in the process. 1. Stop comparing your Chapter 2 to someone's Chapter 20. Let's face it, social media is a curated museum of people's best moments. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. That friend who's posting about their job at Google. You didn't see the rejection emails, the all-nighters, or the breakdowns it took to get there. The couple celebrating 5 years together. You weren't there for the fights, the doubts, or the therapy. Here's a mantra to hold on to. Their success is not my failure. Their timeline is not my template. When you find yourself scrolling and spiraling, ask, Would I be comparing if I was truly content in my own lane right now? Use comparison as a signal, not to self-criticize, but to reconnect with what you want. 2. Journal, don't judge. Journaling is like giving your inner voice a safe place to speak. You don't need to be a poet. Start with prompts like, what am I afraid of right now? What's something small I did this week that made me proud? If nobody judged me, what would I try next? Your journal isn't a place for answers. It's a place for honest questions. Over time, you'll start to see patterns, ideas, and insights emerge. And those small pages become a roadmap to self-trust. 3. Redefine success monthly. Every 30 days, pause and ask, what does success look like for me this month? Maybe one month it's building your resume. Another month, it's finally resting without guilt. One season might be about saving money. Another might be learning how to cook for yourself. When success is flexible, you're less likely to feel like a failure. You're living with intention, not imitation. 4. Take mini risks. Not every move has to be life-altering. In fact, small, intentional risks are how we build confidence. Try this. Apply to that job you're not qualified for. Say yes to the coffee date with a new connection. Share your writing, art, or voice publicly. Travel to a new place, even if it's just the next city over. Every mini risk expands your comfort zone. Every time you follow curiosity over fear, you collect data about yourself. What excites you, what doesn't, and what might be next. 5. Talk to people in their 30s, 40s, 50s. This one's a game changer. Reach out to mentors. Ask your older cousins, co-workers, or even strangers online. Did you have your life together in your 20s? Most will laugh. Many will say they're still figuring it out. Some will share their most vulnerable missteps. And it'll remind you that growth is not linear and timelines are myths. Real talk from real people is the antidote to polished perfection. 6. Embrace the messy middle. There's a phase in everyone's life that feels like limbo. You're not where you were, but you're not where you want to be yet. That's the messy middle. It's that space where things don't make sense, where jobs feel temporary, relationships feel uncertain, and your identity feels like it's floating. Don't rush out of this phase. There's magic here. This is where character is built. This is where the plot thickens. Think of your favorite movie. The middle is where the hero is tested. This is where you are. 7. Get comfortable with saying, I don't know, yet. You don't need to fake certainty. You don't need to pretend you've got a 5-year plan. Practice saying, I'm still exploring. I'm figuring it out. I don't have all the answers, and that's okay. That simple honesty gives others permission to be real too. You'll find community in the not knowing. And guess what? That's where authentic connection begins. Let's zoom out for a second. Imagine standing in a giant library. Shelves stacked with thousands of books. Each one is a story about a person's life. Now imagine you grab one, flip to page 27, and judge the whole story by that one page. That's what judging your 20s is like. You're reading from the early chapters, the confusing, plot-developing, identity-shaping part of the book, and expecting the clarity and resolution of the final chapter. But that's not how stories work, and it's not how your life works. You are allowed to be a draft. You are allowed to pivot, evolve, rebrand, and rewrite. You don't need to find your one true calling. Maybe you'll have 5 across your lifetime. Let's get even more real. You might lose friendships you thought would last forever. You might cry in your car after interviews that didn't go well. You might love someone who doesn't love you back. You might fail publicly, and it will sting. But guess what? You will also find resilience you didn't know you had. You'll laugh with new people who feel like old soul. You'll stumble into unexpected passions. You'll wake up one day and realize you're becoming someone you're proud of. Here's a truth bomb. You don't grow when life is tidy. You grow when life is real. There's no glory in pretending to be put together. There's immense power in showing up as you are. Being a work in progress means you're in motion. You're not stuck. You're sculpting something, slowly, intentionally, beautifully. So give yourself grace. Let go of perfection. Celebrate small wins. Learn to sit with the mess. Not because you love the chaos, but because you believe in what's emerging from it. You are not a failure for not knowing. You are brave for still trying. And that is everything. So let's bring it home. If you're feeling stuck, unsure, or like everyone else has it all figured out, you are not alone. And more importantly, you are not broken. You're becoming. Life isn't a checklist. It's a journey of unfolding, stumbling, learning, and rising. And your 20s? They're not the chapter where everything has to make sense. They're the chapter where you explore what might make sense. And that's more than enough. Your only job is to keep showing up for yourself, to stay curious, to stay kind, to stay open, because you don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to keep going. If this episode brought you comfort or clarity, I'd love it if you could. Like this video, hit subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss an episode from MindShift Media. And hey, if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it with them. Let's remind each other that we're not alone in the in-between. Until next time, take care of your mind, be gentle with your heart, and remember, your path is yours to walk.